faith, unwavering faith in a God that cannot, will not, and shall not ever let you down. You know, a lot of times you can be faced with situations in life that it looks like um, it looks like a trap. Most likely it is a trick of the devil a lot of times. It can look like there's no way out, but God has a way of taking the things not only of this world but of the situation and working that thing around so that he will use unusual things to bless you and to help you overcome all things. Wait a minute. I had to hold on to the scripture because it was coming to mind as I was speaking. All things work together for good to them that love the Lord. All things work together for good to them that love the Lord. So meaning it could be something that it just seems like, well, I don't see any good coming out of this situation, or you don't see any good coming out of a certain circumstance or whatever. But God has something perhaps in the midst of that situation that's going to help you stand in the face of opposition, stand up against your enemies, go on and pick up your jawbone of an ass and make it do what it do. See, it doesn't take anything big and spectacular, even though God does big and spectacular things. But it doesn't take anything big and spectacular in order for God to have his will, get his will done in your life. He allowed Samson to take part of a carcass and use it as weaponry to protect himself from his enemies. So meaning God will give you what you need to protect yourselves from your enemies, whether if that be physical, financial, emotional, mental, whatever, spiritual, whoever your enemies are out there, and whatever has formed itself as a weapon against you, which serves as an enemy, even if it's the threat of unemployment for many of you, God will give you what you need when you need before he ever lets you fall. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Who am I talking to? See, he didn't let Samson fall that day. Samson looked around and found his resources in nature. Oh, wait a minute. See, somebody need to get on back to the bushes like you did when you were a child. Some of y'all need to get on back into nature. Some of y'all need to go outdoors, go in the woods, go in the wilderness, and you need to talk to God. You need to get away from all this 3D stuff, all the matrix, all the buildings, the restaurants, the lights, the glitz, the glamour, the this. You need to get back into nature. You need to get back to your childhood for a lot of you, and you need to talk to the living, breathing God. And about any and everything that troubles you. You understand? Everything. Or even if it doesn't trouble you, maybe it's just a general conversation you want to have with Father. You just want somebody to talk to on that day. You need to go and talk to God. And you need to leave it at the feet of Jesus, because whatever you bring to him, he's already worked it out anyway in your favor. He's already worked it out in your favor. You just don't know nothing about it. See, a lot of times I believe people repeatedly go to God for stuff, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. You know, if you want to do a double prayer or triple prayer or whatever. But a lot of times you could just ask Father for something once, and it is your faith that makes you whole. It is your faith that has brought that thing into fruition, because, you know, we are to walk by faith and never by sight, because see, sight will deceive you. Sight will make you think that God has not answered your prayer. Wait a minute. You know what, let me go on. Sight will make you think that God has not answered your prayer. Sight will make you think that God don't love you at all. Sight will make you think that God put you down here on this what seems to be a God-forsaken planet, though it's not, and just left you to blow in the wind like leaves off a tree. But let me tell you something. I know the devil to be a liar. I know the devil to be a liar, so you need to dismiss and resist that thought right now. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. For Father said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He said, lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you want, ask God in faith, and if it be his will, he will give it to you. And whatever you need, whatever resources you need, for Samson, he needed weaponry against, I think it was 1,000 men. So He took the jawbone of an ass and whipped every last one of them. And see, that's how it is with God. David took some stones and a slingshot and destroyed Goliath. See, it don't take much. Jesus took 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Wait a minute. Can I get to talking out here? See, with God, he don't have to have no big 3D substance to give you a lot. Big 3D thing to make it look like, he's how can I put it? He don't have, I put it like this. He don't need no, gosh, what's